This video goes through managing F-gas in Simpro. Now there is a guide that's going to be available to download on my website, so I'll put a link to that in the description. Basically, the suggestion is that you can manage F-gas using three separate areas in the system, so assets, plant and equipment, and also stock. And I'll briefly run through those different areas now and why you want to set it up in all those three areas in order to capture everything that you need to capture accurately. So the first is asset setup, and obviously what this allows you to do is you can have an F-gas event asset, which basically allows you to record the cylinders that we used on each job and how much refrigerant has been added or removed, the condition of the cylinders, and so on and so forth. So obviously in the guide there's a suggested amount of asset fields, but feel free to change them to what you actually require. But this allows you job by job reporting on refrigerant. We've also got stock as well, and the reason that we're using stock to track refrigerant and gas is because you can then track the quantities overall. So obviously you'll need to use it per job, but then you'll have a central place where you can see how much gas is remaining in each cylinder at any one time. So that's another important part. And finally, in order to track which engineer has each cylinder and when they had it and the bottle ID and all that kind of stuff, you can set the cylinders up in plant and equipment, so then you can check them out to engineers. So then if you need to get one back or one needs to come off hire or whatever it is, then you know who to ask to bring that cylinder in. Okay, so the first step is to just have a look in the app just to see how you would actually add a new F-gas event. So if you just go new asset in a job and then select your F-gas event asset, which is just there, and you're going to click test. So you can then select your refrigerant type, and this one happens to be 407A, and the quantity, let's say that we're going to say it's a 20 kilo one, and leak check is pass, and then refrigerant addition, let's say that we've used 2, refrigerant removal 0, 1, the number of the cylinder I've got it saved here, that's the ID number, and then we're going to select the condition, we're going to say it's a 9, just going to mark that as a pass. Okay, so you've got your actual unit and then your F-gas event, which allows you tracking per job. Now, before we submit this job, we're going to want to also tell the system how much quantity of gas we've used from the cylinder in the stock area. So we go into stock, we select our cylinder, and we're going to say I've used 2, add, and it's as simple as that. So now we can go ahead and we can submit the job. So if we have a really quick look back in the job, we can see that we've got our customer asset and our F-gas event. So if we click on that, we can obviously see the history in there as well, with the test readings that we put against that event. And in addition to that, if we go to stock, we can see that we've allocated 2 kilos of gas from that particular cylinder. So that allows us to track the overall quantity. The other thing that you can see from the job, not that it's actually needed, is if you really want to, you can have a form that holds all the information. So if you want to be able to PDF a form for each job and have that proof, let's say that you're having an audit or something like that, and your auditor is quite specific on actually having a PDF record, then this current form that I've got here includes all the assets, but also the refrigerant use F-gas event asset. So you'll be able to get that on the form. I will include a template of this to download on my website as well, so you can just copy and paste it into Form Builder, and it should work for you. Obviously, you can make any tweaks and adjustments as you need to. So I'd like to summarize by looking at the overall reports. So we know that assets allow us to track the usage and the cylinder condition, etc., per job, which then obviously leads into being able to see that information on a job-by-job level. But we can also see by using the assigned stock report exactly how much refrigerant has been assigned from each cylinder and track the overall quantity of each cylinder using stock. So the assigned stock report will show you a breakdown of every single job so that you can see an overview of it. You've then got the ability to obviously see at any one point in time the quantity that you have in each cylinder using stock if you've registered it in there as well. And in addition to that, last but not least, is plant and equipment so that you know which cylinder is with which engineer. Obviously, at some point in the future, it'd be great if these kind of areas could be tied together and you had kind of all of that functionality rolled into one feature in the system, which would then mean that you wouldn't have to duplicate or triplicate your effort in terms of the in terms of the way that you've had to set them up 3 times. But I found that actually using this day to day wouldn't be that time consuming, because actually adding an FGAS event takes a couple of minutes, and adding stock literally takes seconds to get the correct cylinder. There is a bit of room for human error there, but that can just be managed by the people actually doing the work. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.